We didn't come this far just for it to end here. The only way out is through. It's the most intense part. And you can't turn back. To totally let go. The pain that rivets through the body. You have no choice to get to this point where you can't even eat food. One mission, one shot. We came here to break free of this matrix. Einstein said reality is merely an illusion, albeit a persistent one. It takes everything you got. Because we have no reference point. The prison planet, the frequency fence that we break through, it takes everything you have. And you have to do things that you've never done before in order to experience things that you've never experienced before. We didn't come this far just to die here. Get up, kid. Only the initiated will understand this message at this time and the pain that is going through the body. And, you know, I thought it was done. But I was wrong. It continues. But we didn't come this far just to come this far. We finished the job. Too many people. You have to put your differences aside and you have to focus your intent collectively together to break through the frequency fence. This reality is merely an illusion, albeit a persistent one, and it is very persistent. But it takes everything that we have, every last drop. You might not have your resources, and the only thing that you're going to have in the end game is the I am. All you have is the light of Christ. Solar return. Here I am. Solar plexus. Solar flash. The Son of God. This reality was not what we were led to believe. But we came here to bust out of the matrix. In the Gospel of Thomas, it explains the matrix. And you have to give it your all. You will have no choice. You will have no choice but to move forward. We didn't come this far for this journey to end here. We have to tap into a strength. We have to tap into the inexhaustible energy source of the I am. And it ain't easy, kid. It's you. It's God. In the void. That's all that's here tonight. The I am. This reality is a frequency broadcast. And we have held a lot of a previous frequency in our solar plexus, which is the portal. It's time to break through the portal And none of it is easy. Tapping into energies beyond the rational mind. That's where I'm here tonight. Tapping into energies beyond the rational mind. In life, it's about peace. Peace begins with you. Peace begins on the inside. We didn't come this far just to come this far. When we make it through this, we come back together, brothers and sisters, with a Christ energy. No one will do this for you. We must do it ourselves. No one crosses the finish line for you. You must cross the finish line. You must break through the frequency fence. You are trapped in this matrix. This reality is an illusion, albeit a persistent one. You know, this has been persistent for many years, but the will beats the skill. And that's where you will have to channel this energy. You will have to tap in to that will. And this is a skillful matrix. But we're out here tonight with just the I am. The initiated that hear this, and you could feel this in your solar plexus. You could feel this. And there is no way out but through. This is beyond the rational mind, it's beyond the rational thought. But the words that you need to hear, because you have to understand a quantum shift that has never happened before. You have no reference point. Do you understand me? We have no reference point. You know, the inner child, that's God. Your imagination, your creativity, that's God. That's who you are. That is the higher self. Tonight, as I make this walk, a prophecy is fulfilled. There will come the day that the change occurs, the alchemy occurs, and the switch is clicked. And until the switch is clicked, you will continue to see the residue of the previous reality. And the sources and the residue inside of the solar plexus, you feel it deeply inside. There will come a day that the higher self will walk this earth. We didn't come this far just to come this far. We came here to finish the job. The persistence of the matrix, the persistence of the reality. You must channel that will, because it just doesn't budge, and it will never budge, because you have no reference point. Years ago, I talked about the internal GPS navigational system. You better tune in now. You better tune in now, kid. Know the time. And you will know the time by feeling it on the inside. The longest journey to greatness. I've seen a lot. I've experienced a lot. And I'm grateful for these things. But this is the game of life. The reality that's not even real. A frequency that governs the universe. And as Tesla said, if you think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, you will unlock the keys to the universe. You were lied to your whole life. And until you change the internal programs, the outer world will never change. The persistence of the matrix reality, the devil will try to wear out the saints. These are all programs. Do you understand? It doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter your color, class, or creed. You must be the I am. Because the persistence of this matrix, it is brutal. What you feel inside is brutal. And the will must beat the skill. The things that you knew inside of your soul essence, the inner child, you knew things since you were a child, and you never fit in this world. And there is no help. There is nothing that is going to cross the finish line for you. There is no one that is going to ascend for you. It is always the I am. And you will have nothing. As I stand out here tonight, this was not unicorns and rainbows. There was no happiness or joy. There was the emptiness. There was the void. And you must empty out from the inside. Take everything from the inside and throw it all away and start again. Tonight we start again. Even if you have nothing left, because that is the place where you empty the inside and you throw all of the past away, because you can't take the past with you. You see, the quantum, people hold the past, the traumas in the body inside, and they carry it with them. People, they create a loop of a future from the familiar past. But the only way to beat this persistent reality is embodiment. The I am. What is the purpose of life? To live a life of purpose. To do something that nobody else has done. To be the greatest scientist that ever lived. People left us the breadcrumbs. The people that died before us. If you stop, it would have been for nothing. And they came into this reality to leave us breadcrumbs. When we collectively band together and focus this frequency, the frequency fence of the matrix reality comes down. You must embody the inner child. You must embody the higher self. You must embody the I am, because you are not the mask that the matrix programmed you to believe, the identity that the matrix programmed. This is all coming to an end, and the source of the change is the solar plexus, the solar return in the void, the solar flash. This is what the portal is, and you must go through the portal. And you must take everything from the inside and throw it all away. We did not come this far just to come this far. We must keep going. As I don't have much strength left, I leave the message in authenticity as a teaching tool that will last the test of time. Break free by becoming who you truthfully are. As Carl Jung said, it was the greatest privilege of a lifetime. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I know that people need to hear this today. You did not come this far just to come this far. There is no joy There is no happiness. You must override it all with peace. And peace begins in the solar plexus. And you must leave the matrix behind. And when you have no cords to the matrix, if you never sold your soul, you're still in this game of life. And none of this is easy, kid. But I continue to be the embodiment of the will that beats the skill. This was the journey of self-discovery and remembering. And remember that the reality is merely an illusion, albeit a persistent one. And the reality will try to stop you any way possible. The reality itself will constantly glitch, and you will see the glitches in the final moments, just like you're picking up on a new frequency on a new radio station. It's time to tune into the clear channel. It is time to become I am.